become live, and then I'll let you know when we can begin.
Thank you.
Okay, we're recording.
Thank you. So I'm going to call to order the meeting of the Town of Aurora Mayor's Golf Classic Funds Committee. And the time is now 10:05 a.m. on June the 3rd, 2026. And I'd like to call this Mayor's Golf Classic Funds Committee meeting to order. The land acknowledgement. The Town of Aurora acknowledges that the Anishinaabe lands on which we live and work are the traditional and treaty territory of the Chippewas of Georgina, as well as many other nations whose presence here today continues. As the closest First Nation community to Aurora, we recognize the special relationship the Chippewas have with the lands and waters of this territory. They are the water protectors and environmental stewards of these lands, and as a municipality, we join them in these responsibilities. We further acknowledge that Aurora is part of the treaty lands of the Mississaugas and Chippewas, recognized through Treaty Number 13, as well as Williams Treaty of 1923. A shared understanding of how the rich cultural heritage that has existed for centuries and how our collective past brought us to where we are today will help us walk together through a better future. Thank you. So the approval of the agenda. May I please have a motion to approve the agenda as circulated by the Legislative Services? Ping and Rob seconded. Thank you. Any questions or comments on the agenda? All in favor? That carries. Declarations of pecuniary interest and general nature thereof. Are there any declarations of pecuniary? Okay, I have one declaration. So I will not be able to vote when it comes to the York Region Food Network's application, as the funding they are requesting will be for programs that are going to be on our site at the Salvation Army. So as a staff person, I'll step back from that and therefore can't vote. So that will come up, and I'll ask Manuel then to oversee that particular section when Joanne comes to speak. Any others? Okay. And the receipt of the minutes, the Mayor's Golf Classic Funds Committee meeting minutes of April 1st, 2026. May I have a motion to receive the minutes from April 1st, 2026? Rob, seconded by Manuel. Any questions or comments on the minutes? No? I'll call favor. All in favor? Passed. Carries. We have no delegations today. So as we go through the 12 applicants, I believe most of them have someone who's going to be here to speak on their behalf. We will take the time with each applicant, and we will discuss their application, ask questions as we proceed. Generally, we give them a couple of minutes, and I'm not going to suggest we don't do that. I have suggested, sorry, but if we feel that we need to give them a minute to just do an overview, that's fair, but I will cut them at a certain point because it could go on for a little while just to work through the 12. You'll see that there are some individuals are coming back because they had been deferred from past meetings, so they have updated their applications accordingly. So any questions on that around how we want to proceed, or if you want to give them a quick 1 minute overview themselves and then we get into the questions?
That would be great.
You want to do that now? Perfect. Okay, so I will watch just the time accordingly. So we're going to have our first applicant. The application is from the Bereaved Families of Ontario, York Region, refunding for continuation of free bereavement support programs. Laura Pratt will be attending, and this was one of the discussions that was deferred from the April 1st meeting. So is Laura available?
Julia, can you bring Laura in, please?
Yes, I've just admitted her.
Thank you. Hi, Laura. You can just take yourself off mute if you don't mind.
Perfect. There we go.
Thank
Hi,
you,
how
Laura.
are you?
Good morning.
Fine. Thank you. Thank you for coming back. And you're going to be speaking to Funds for Bereaved Families of Ontario, York Region. And this had been deferred from the last discussion, so we'd like to hear from just for 1 minute around the update of what you're requesting.
Sure.
Sorry,
And just before
I'm so sorry. Before I do
that's
that,
okay.
may I have a mover or a seconder to put the item on the floor for discussion? Mover, Ping, and seconder Manuel. And that's fine. Thank you. So if you can move forward, and then we're going to discuss it, ask some questions, grant the request, deny the request, or defer consideration for next meeting. Go ahead, Laura.
Great. Sorry. Could I just ask, did you, when you put us all into the weight room, I don't think you readmitted Nancy Delsin, who is also on the call. I'm not sure if I just can't see her or if
Nancy,
maybe.
Julia, if we can try
I'll
and find
admit her as
Nancy.
well. Thank you.
Sorry, no problem. All right, perfect.
So Nancy and Laura, what you can do is just give a 1 minute overview and how maybe this has shifted from the last request when it was deferred.
When you say deferred, we haven't ever presented or anything though. Just like we just submitted our application and this is the first time that we're addressing it.
They weren't here, Angela. They presented it, but they weren't present.
Oh, that's right. You weren't present at the last meeting when there was an application that was put in, and there was no presentation of. Thank you for that.
Yeah, no, we didn't receive an invite or anything. So I think that was just a mistake.
Perfect. Well, then we're glad you're here today.
We are too. We are very happy, and we won't take a lot of your time. And we really appreciate the consideration. Just to give you a little wee bit of a synopsis. So bereaved families of York Region, obviously we, kind of cover all of York Region, but over the last 5 years, more than 35% of our attendees to our programs have actually been Aurora residents. The core of the focus truly has been Aurora Newmarket. We provide grief services to every resident. There is no cost to anybody. There is no wait time. There are no barriers whatsoever. And we focus on we run programs. We do partner with the Aurora Library, which is where we've been holding the programs in the past, and we're working on putting a program with them together starting in the fall. But we focus on providing support for adult peer grief support, spousal and partner loss, parent loss, sudden and traumatic loss support, along with community outreach and education. And we do, from time to time, depending if we have the appropriate facilitator, we do child loss as well. So we feel obviously it's a very good program because unfortunately grief does touch everybody at some point in time. However, it's extremely hard to fundraise for, ironically, because we need your services, thank you so much. And then obviously people sort of move to a new chapter and I don't want to say forget about us, but their life moves on to a different focus. And a lot of the funding then goes back to things like feeding people, which is also a phenomenal charity to be raising money for, things like Welcoming Arms. So for us, we have a situation where our staff is all paid for through our charitable gambling program. So the funds that we do raise and apply for are all directed towards putting the programs together. So we pay honorariums to each of the facilitators, along with gas money, because obviously gas also right now is expensive. So we're asking people to come to leave their home to do either run a program or to go and work at the charitable, at the bingo, so that we do qualify for the charitable funding. So the money goes to that, along with paying for, we do some art therapy. So the art supplies, refreshments, things like that. So all the funding that we receive does go towards the direct delivery of the programs for the residents of Aurora and of York Region. We were not successful in any of the applications that we applied for government funding, like Trillium Foundation, things like that. We didn't win any of the applications that we submitted for last year. So from a financial perspective, this is where we sort of decided to apply, because we're tight on funds outside of the charitable gaming, which again goes back to solely paying the 2 employees that we have. So we have 2 and then we have a bookkeeper who works 1 day a week. So for us, this money would all be directed towards supplying programs to the residents of York Region, along with the fact that we do deliver them in Aurora, which is why we thought we would come out and apply directly to you.
Great, thank you. Nancy's on the line. Nancy, Laura has spoken very clearly. Is there anything you need to add?
No, I just want to, again, thank you for the opportunity. Bereaved Families has been in York Region, serving, as Laura said, Newmarket, Aurora primarily, but we have made strides in, other areas as well. And we've been around for 30 years, over 30 years. So we have been a presence at your Aurora Street Festival in the past and so on. And I will say that pre-pandemic, I believe that we were recipients of the mayor's golf tournament funds. I believe it might have been before my time, but I know there was an application at one time that we were successful and very much appreciated. So we're trying to get back post-pandemic into the community, getting more visible, getting more known. And Claudia from the Aurora Library was very pleased with the turnout and the partnership that we had, and was looking for when can we do this again. And there were some really good feel-good stories that came out of those group sessions. Aurora residents actually from that Aurora group organized a skating party after one of the sessions ended, and that was a success story for us, right? So if we can keep this going, if it's with the Aurora Library, fantastic. We can also look at the Aurora Cultural Center to perhaps see if there's space there. So yeah, and the money truly is, volunteers are hard to get, and it's a lot of time because they are trained on this. They pick up supplies, they get to and from the venue. Each session is about an hour and a half to 2 hours. So it's about a $50 honorarium. So $50 times 52 weeks, it adds up quickly. Mileage adds up quickly. I mean, we're looking at trying to get as many volunteers from Aurora as possible. Right now we have a couple, but we're trying to grow the program, and yeah.
Thank you, Nancy.
Yeah.
Thank you, Nancy and Laura. So they're asking for $5,000, which is about 50% of the overall goal of $15,000. Any specific questions for Laura and Nancy? And so they estimate roughly, did I see 30? I saw a number, 35%, or that was for
Aurora
35% of families
yeah.
in the last 5 years have come from Aurora. So there we go.
Thank you. Just a comment here that for me, the numbers don't jive. You know that the population of York Region, which you represent, is 1.17 million. Aurora has 62,000. It makes up 5.3% of the total York Region. And you're saying, and I'm not questioning your numbers, this may be true, but you're saying 35% of that is Aurora, where we represent 5.3% of the population of York Region. So it's very difficult for me to say 35% of 5.3%. It doesn't put it in my own perspective, right?
No,
How does this benefit Aurora directly?
And Manuel, I appreciate that. And Laura, I know you're going to respond. I guess my response is what I heard Laura say is the majority of clients are coming, though, from the Newmarket Aurora area. So therefore, that's where the bulk of the people are. So you're seeing a larger number. It'd be like me giving my stats. The bulk of the people come from Aurora and Newmarket as well. So
my point is it doesn't really benefit Aurora directly. This fund is supposedly for the town of Aurora. Anyway, it's my opinion, so I'm just asking questions.
So Laura and Nancy, Manuel has been concerned about this with other ones as well. So it is fair because of the funding where it comes from. So what I see here is you're saying 35% of the families are helped in Aurora. You're based in Aurora. These particular programs you're hoping to have a focus in Aurora.
I just want to, sorry, can I just clarify? I think I'm hearing something. We're talking about the people that come to bereaved families that receive services. If we look at those people, we're not saying the number of people in Aurora. We're looking at the number of people who request services through bereaved families. If we look at those numbers, who's coming from Newmarket, who's coming from Aurora, who's coming from Richmond Hill, all the different areas of York Region, the bulk of those people that are utilizing our services are coming, 35% are coming from Aurora.
Yes.
And I guess just to also clarify, our programs are in person, and we, like, when we looked at the overall numbers, we have a very, very small percentage of people from Vaughan, because there are other charities like us, different hospices and things like that. And people from Vaughan won't travel up to Aurora. They'll find a different group in Vaughan, as an example, or Markham. And that's where our focus truly has been, Aurora Newmarket, based on, you know, the facilitators, the people who've been on the board, like all the different things. That's just really been our main focus. But as Nancy said, we're trying to now expand it and sort of grow the overall programs to look at having a program in Markham eventually, where we would partner with a Markham library, things like that. But as Nancy said, it's a percentage of people that reach out. It's luckily, the entire town of Aurora does not need our services, and that it isn't, you know, in that respect. But it is something that the fact that we offer completely free services in an area that has no wait period, no economic threshold, no benefits, no anything like that, we do feel it does really provide a lot of support to the residents of Aurora and Newmarket as well.
Can I ask one more question, please?
Mm-hmm.
Would you say then that the bereaved families of York Region is in financial hardship?
Oh gosh, yes, 1,000%. We had to let go of our executive director. We have absolutely no paid staff that are not 100% fully funded through our charitable gaming, through bingo. That is the only paid staff that we have. Everything else is 100% volunteer. And we did a very large, we pushed out some fundraising letters and things like that to every single person that has been through our program. And raising funds is exceptionally hard. And as I said earlier, unfortunately and fortunately, people come through the program and then they move on and they kind of forget. And they move on back to their, you know, their regular charities that they're donating to and things like that. And we have never been one to charge anything for, like, not even sort of a administrative fee or anything like that. But
Yeah.
I mean, we had to set up the business when we restructured it all in February. It was that anything that has to be paid, that i.e. staff, employees, and our rent, all comes solely from bingo. And our charitable gaming has very, very strict rules around what can be spent through the money that we receive from them. So things that we're looking at aren't able to be funded through bingo, which is where it comes in the financial hardship.
I will also say that we were recipients of the New Horizons Senior Program that ran from last March 2025 to this end of March. The Aurora Public Library program that we were delivering, we were also delivering it at Newmarket Library, but it was funded by the New Horizons program. That has come to an end, and the new one that we're in the process of applying for just opened in June. But again, we're not looking at funds from there for many months. So we're trying to, because the Aurora program was so successful in our view, we're trying to keep that going. And this is what this money would help us do until, you know, we're looking at a year. So that's what we're looking for.
So we're going to have to soon end the discussion. And if there are any more questions, the only comment I want to make, and I look at numbers a little differently. I see 35 families out of 100 people, 100 families, if you look at it that way. That can translate into hundreds of individuals are benefiting in Aurora from this service, because in a family, there could be 4 people, 5 people, 2 people. Mm-hmm. So it's bigger than we think. It's greater than we think. I also appreciate when organizations serve multiple locations that their numbers are such that maybe Aurora, being that we're a smaller population, doesn't have the highest number, say, as Newmarket. But I look at the people who are benefiting from Aurora specific. So if you're able to have captured 35%, that could translate into a few hundred people. Then I congratulate you on that, and definitely do see the need for these types of supports. So with
Thank you.
that said, though, if I'm missing any other questions, I'd like to take it to a vote. So the request is 5,000. And so we need to either grant the funding request, deny the funding request, or defer. So we'll vote first on, do we grant the funding request from the bereaved families of Ontario York Region to fund continued bereavement support programs? All in favor? Okay, that passed. Thank you. So you will get a call back from someone from the mayor's office as a follow-up. Okay, Laura and Nancy, thank you.
Thank you very
so
much.
much. Really
Thanks to all
appreciate
of
your
you.
time.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Good.
Hey,
They do great work, by the way.
One down.
one done. Okay, we're gonna move forward.
Oh,
So
no,
now I believe we
Nancy's
do have
still
a
online.
I
Nancy's
think
still online.
Nancy's.
Yes,
Go
sorry.
ahead.
Down. There
Oh,
you go.
Nancy is gone. Perfect.
Yeah.
Application from the Aurora Multicultural Association, the funding of rental spaces for senior weekly wellness cultural. This was deferred from April. If you remember, there was a discussion on that one that they had come to us for funds after the fact rather than what they would need in the future. So now this is a future request, and we're supposed to have Huayun Jian on the line, I believe, with an interpreter, or maybe I'm wrong on this one. So is this individual on yet?
I don't see them on our list here.
What did Julia say
Hi
about
there.
this?
Sorry, I'm not seeing Hong. She's just actually emailed me asking where her application is. I do see her interpreter and Zhang, but I don't see Hong Jun. And I've just quickly emailed her to ask her if she's connected because I don't see her listed.
Which one's the interpreter?
And Zhang,
Okay, can we let it?
Why don't we then wait until you hear
Maybe
back
they're-
and we move on to number 3? Is that fair?
Yeah,
Good
we
plan.
can do that.
absolutely.
Okay.
Yep, that sounds fine.
All right,
So
so
number
let's
3
move on to
is
Mona.
Chats and Mona.
This is Chats, the application form Chats, the community and home assistance for seniors regarding funding for programs or services of older adults living in Aurora. Applicant is Mona Scher, so she should be here. Mona.
I'm not seeing Mona either.
Oh,
There is a telephone number that I can't identify, and I've contacted the people in the waiting room to find out, ask them to identify themselves, but I'm not getting a response. So I don't know that Mona is with us at the moment.
May I ask what the procedure is before? Do we send them emails that there's a meeting considering their
Yes, we do.
applications? They should be here then, right? Because
Yes, they should.
we should get confirmation that they have it.
We sent them a
usually
heads
in the
up
waiting room.
2 weeks before, and then we sent them the meeting information, the meeting information about a week before or so.
So for me, the courtesy is they have notification, we have confirmation they received it, they're not here.
yeah.
Well, Angela, why don't we get somebody who's in the waiting room and
Yeah,
run-
so well, the next
Okay.
one is there someone from the Hewy Christmas hockey program here? Because that's
I'm
the
not-
next one.
I'm not seeing
Elisa
Elise.
Volpe?
I'm not
We
seeing
don't
her
see
either.
Elise, no.
Have we lost these poor little buggers?
Let's try Courtney. I do see. I'll connect Courtney with
Courtney's
Victim
with-
Victim
Services.
Services of York Region.
Victim Services, all right. Maybe when they got moved to the waiting room, some of them just moved on.
I hope not.
Courtney. I see Courtney. Courtney. Hello, Courtney. Can you hear me?
she's on mute.
Well, she's on mute, but she doesn't look like she can hear me. Can you hear me, Courtney? She can't hear. Take your phone off mute for a second and see if I can hear you. Oh, you won't be able to hear that either.
Which one is this? Voices? This is Voices?
This is Victim Services of York Region. So this would be number 7.5.
7.5.
Yeah.
And this is for their lip sync battle for youth empowering youth. And $5,000. Maybe something happened when they all got moved into that waiting room. They went into a zone, a black hole,
That went into the twilight zone.
the twilight zone.
It looks like everyone's still here that was in the waiting room before.
So if Courtney's having issues, who's number 6? Number 6
Voices.
is
The
the
Voices
Voices
of
of Joy.
Voices.
Are they around?
You know, I bet who's around? Tracy Smith is around.
Probably
I'll
Tracy is
put
still.
Courtney back into the waiting room.
Okay.
Courtney, I hope you're able to hear me. And actually, Courtney, if you can hear me, perhaps you can leave the meeting and then come back in, and I will put you into the waiting room. In the meantime, I'll connect Joanne Spitzer with Voices of Joy.
All right. Let's see what Joanne has to, what her experience is going to be.
7.6.
7.6. Joanne. She's the one via the phone, the 905 one. Joanne, I see that you're on. I don't know if you can hear her. Are you able to take yourself off mute? Or are we able to take her off mute?
I don't seem to have any control with removing her.
Hello, there you are.
There we are.
Joanne, can you hear me?
Oh,
Yes, Joanne. Are you able to hear?
I can hear you, yes.
Perfect. Thank you, Joanne. It's Angela with the Mayor's Golf Committee. Thank you for waiting.
Yes. Yes.
We have in front of us your application from Voices of Joy Community Choir. So
Yes.
this is how we're going to work. I'm going to ask you in a couple of minutes to just do a brief overview of your request. And then there will be some questions from the committee. So back to the committee. May I have a mover or a seconder to put the item on the floor for discussion? I have Manuel as the mover and a seconder and Rob. And so what we are going to discuss is the Voices of Joy Community Choir refunding for ongoing operations and expenses to be received. The grant will either be, we're going to be asking direction from the committee to grant the funding request, deny the funding request, or defer for another meeting. So Joanne, we have the funding request in front of us. If you're able to just take 1 minute to give us an overview of what you're asking and a little bit of the story of Voices of Joy.
Should I just tell you a little bit about them?
Yeah, please. Thank you.
Okay. Well, we were founded by Linda Middlebrook about 26 years ago now. We're celebrating. And we have 2 to 3 concerts a year. And we've opened the Special Olympics 3 times. And the Ontario Legislature. The Blue Jay Games, we did both national anthems at that for the Community Living Week. And we do seniors' homes and Schomburg Christmas entertainment section that they do it with their parade. And we do many, many things. We've done the Aurora and Newmarket Council Chambers. And we have we have individuals in it, plus some families, plus their workers. And we have people from the community that now have come and joined us too. So we have about 40 people at a regular basis, and we meet every Monday night. And we have to pay for our music, and we have to print words also because people have disabilities as far as intellectually and physically. And we have to pay for a conductor and an accompanist. And we pay weekly rent to a local church to be there on a Monday evening. And so the printing of the words and everything, we have to get somebody to, type them up and do that type of thing. So some people are reading music and other people are reading the words. And so it's a really an interesting group, and I've been there for about 23 years.
Okay.
So that's pretty well, I guess, everything I can tell you. There's many, many more things that we've done, but...
Right.
Where
And
do
sorry.
you practice? Sorry, where do you practice?
We practice at the Bethel Church there, right on Davis Drive.
And when you say 50% of individuals participating in the choir are from Aurora, is that that's the individuals with developmental handicaps as well as disabilities, as well as the non?
Yeah, so we got one man in the choir, and he's 80 years of age, and he's totally blind. and he lives in Aurora. We've got another lady living on Orchard Heights. We've got myself, and we've got another girl and her husband who've come to join us, and they're from the community. They're not challenged in any way. They're from Aurora. We've got other people from Aurora too, and Bowden, who's been with community living for many years, and then she's switched over now to the hospice. She's in the area too, and there's many people all around. We've got people from Port Perry, we've got people from Newmarket, we've got people from all over the place. So they're bought in. Some of the people are with community living, some people are with ABLE. So.
All right. Yeah. And are you said you sing at various retirement homes, nursing homes, etc. Which ones within the Aurora area?
I have to think back over where we were and what we've done. We used to go to Park Place Manor on a regular basis, and that's not Park Place Manor anymore. That's right in town there. That's what is it now? Chartwell.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
It's right in the center of town, down the gully there, and we used to go there on a regular basis. We've gone to not Barton Place, the one just north of the town hall. Get the name of it?
Holland View.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, and but there's various ones. We've done different ones over the years. Many of them different ones. Around.
And
so.
And I might be missing. How much are you asking for?
Well, whatever we could get. We've been really bad in this past couple of years of the money situation and everything. People aren't coming. We do the concerts. We get about $1,000 at a concert, but that doesn't take you very far in a year, And we've even done things where we've got stuff given to us by the Blue Jays. We've got artwork given to us by some artists in town, and we have bidding on them and stuff like that, trying to raise more money. But we felt that we were a little lower this time, and we thought we should really apply to a few places and see if we could have anything. So we saw yours come up, and we thought that was a good thing to do, So I'm sorry if I'm monopolizing, but do you have a sense of how much in a year you pay towards these expenses? Like you're a charitable organization, so you must have a budget. So roughly, what is your expenses year to year? Now that's one thing I didn't check into. Okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
I think it probably runs anywhere. Probably, I would say between $5,000 and $9,000. I would say. Okay.
Anybody else? I have another question for.
I'm a registered charity also, which is the first time we just this past year became a registered charity. Right. So that's the first time we've had that in front of us. So.
Right. Okay. Anybody have questions for Joanne, or any other thoughts on maybe if we were to grant, what we would be prepared to grant at?
Basically, they're asking for a donation. My understanding is they're asking for a donation.
Yeah.
So they haven't specified an amount.
Yeah, they haven't specified. I know. So we either make the decision of an amount, or we ask them to get back with their budget.
We can defer it, or
I would suggest that we defer it with them coming back with the budget.
Yeah. Joanne, you heard that. So we are going to take it to a vote, and we're going to first put on the table deferring consideration for funding when you can come back with us with a budget or a specific number that you want to, and then it would also benefit to have a better sense of how you serve Aurora and how many people specifically might be benefiting from your choir as participants, or those who hear the choir. So if you're able to do that, we're going to defer, but we're going to take that vote now. And then you can put in another request for
Well,
coming up.
I wish I'd known, because then I would have
Yeah.
had that information
Yeah.
in front.
And that's why it's great that you investigated. You know what? You put it in, you got, now you know, and we'll look forward to next time we see you. So
we've also done the Aurora Council chambers and stuff like that. We've sung there and stuff like that.
Yeah, so if you want to put a little bit of history, it doesn't have to be pages, Joanne, just again about what your budget is, what your request would be, and then just some basic information on how you, because the funds come through Aurora, then how Aurora is benefits and those who participate as well as those who hear you. And then, yeah, so we're going to take the vote now. So I suggest that we look at, sorry,
how would
Joanne?
I get back to you with that information?
I'm going to ask Julia or one of the other clerks to reach out to you again, and they can give you the link, etc. Okay? So we ask that in regards to the request from the, sorry, I just lost, Voices of Joy Choir, we will defer the consideration of the funding request to a future meeting. All in favor? Okay, thank you. That's passed. So we'll see you in the future, Joanne. Thank you for your time.
Okay, then. Thank you.
Okay. So anyone from the previous ones, are they in the waiting room now? Before I go on to...
Yes, we have Courtney has called in, so I'll connect with, she's on telephone number ending with 114. I will connect her.
That's Victim Services, right? Okay.
Yes,
perfect.
that's correct.
Thank you. Okay.
She's on.
Hey, Courtney, when you're ready, you can come on.
Looks
You
like
can
she's
unmute
muted.
yourself.
Looks like
There
she's
we go.
Oh, there
Can
we go.
Courtney, are
everybody
you
hear me
able to
okay?
hear? Yeah, can you hear me now?
I can hear everyone. That's wonderful.
Thank you. Thank you for calling back. So Courtney's on the line from Victim Services. Victim Services is asking for funds towards the you're asking for $5,000.
Youth Empowering Youth.
Youth Empowering Youth. Thank you. I see it here. I just want to make sure I was reading it properly. And so Courtney, just give us a second. We're going to put this on the table. Then we're going to ask you some questions. Okay. So we have an application from Victim Services of York Region regarding funding Youth Empowering Youth in York Region program. May I have a mover for putting this on the table? And I see Ping. And a seconder, I see Manuel. And that to step. So if you could, Courtney, give us a brief overview, a minute or so, of the application. We do have it in front of us. Give us the highlights, and then we're going to ask some questions. Thank you.
Okay, and thank you again for your patience with the tech issues. Much appreciated. Okay, so no one is immune to the effects of crime or tragedy. You don't have to look very hard to see headlines for shootings, carjackings, smash and grab thefts, house fires, the list goes on and on. More heartbreaking are the ones that don't make it to the news cycles: intimate partner violence, sex assault, human trafficking, suicides, traumatic deaths. And although our first responders are skilled at dealing with these incidents and ensuring physical safety, the impact can linger long after the scene returns to normal. There's a feeling that something's changed forever, and those impacted are left lost in their confusion and trauma. So our role is a 24/7 crisis agency that operates 365 days a year that provide trauma-focused support to assist with the cognitive and emotional processing in the immediate aftermath of a crime or tragedy. Our programs focus on the short-term supports of addressing safety, practical needs, and coping strategies with the goal of connecting clients to longer-term supports. But today, what I'm here to talk to you about is actually one of our preventative programs, which is geared towards making active changes. Our Youth Empowering Youth program was created during COVID as a way to keep our youth engaged in community when the world was going into chaos. It was developed by our students and is a dynamic youth-led group dedicated to fostering social justice awareness and empowering young people to develop creative and professional skills. YEY operates with a mission to educate and inspire youth to become active participants in creating equitable and inclusive communities. Our volunteer participants run innovative social media campaigns and contribute as writers, editors, artists, photographers, and videographers to earn high school volunteer hours. They learn how to research and determine reliable resources while refining their skills to make information about important issues such as online safety, healthy relationships, mental health, and grief more accessible to all. Each year, approximately 100 youth contribute to campaigns, with many participating year over year. Since the program's inception, over 100 youth have contributed to our various social media campaigns. Volunteers who have left the program report utilizing their skills that they learned through our YUI program, such as time management, writing and editing, and leadership skills throughout their post-secondary and work careers. So today we're just asking for you to consider our youth program we're asking you to consider supporting our youth program to help us to continue to help young people develop the tools they need to become informed and impactful leaders, and to ensure that the information they share on recognizing risk, staying safe, and who to turn to for help reaches those youth who experience violence and tragedy, to let them know that they are not alone.
Thank you. Any questions for Courtney from the committee?
I mean, your statement says each year the Youth Empowering Youth, it supports approximately 100 youth. Is that per year since you started, or?
Yes, so in the first 2 years, it was a little bit less, but it gained momentum, and we actually were supporting about 159 at one point, so it averages to about 100 a year. I think right now we have 103.
That's great.
Anyone else?
My question. So how could the young people know that there's such kind of service available to them? So how do you reach out? How do they reach out to you guys?
So what we do is our youth coordinator, she manages the youth volunteers, and she's in constant contact with us, and we'll do a lot of overlapping things. And so if we're seeing trends, we'll kind of put out there that, hey, there needs to be a social campaign around, for example, intimate partner violence amongst young people. And then the volunteers will create a campaign, one of which is to highlight resources. And we'll also have conversations about who are our partner resources in the community that can also be posted on these campaigns in order to make sure that people are getting the help that they need.
Thanks.
Any other questions? Okay. Thank you, Courtney. We are going to now take a vote. The request is for, $5,000. And this is the application from Victim Services of York Region regarding the funding of the Youth Empowering Youth in York Region program. So we'll start with the grant the program. The committee will provide direction regarding granting the funding request. All in favor? Anyone opposed? Carried. Okay, thank you, Courtney. The town will reach out to you regarding the funding, and all the best in what you do.
Amazing. Thank you so much. And again, thank you so much for your patience with technology today.
No worries, all good. All right, we're having our own. Okay. Who do we have still in the waiting room from the previous?
Number 237 is Elise Volpe from Aurora Hewy Christmas Classic. If you would like to see that one next, it's item 7.4.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, so we'll speak with 416. Okay. So your first name again was?
Hello.
Hi, I'm Angela. Sorry,
Hello,
who am I speaking with again?
Sorry, this is Elise Volpe.
Elise, thank you. Sorry, Elise. Yes, I had it here. I got too many notes around me now. So 2 secs.
Oh, good.
All right, there
Sorry,
we are,
I'm
Elise.
just driving,
I've got
so
you here.
You can hear me okay.
We can hear you. Thank you. Okay, so we're going to be discussing the application from the Aurora Hewy Christmas Classic, which is the funding of the annual community fundraising event. How this works, Elise, is I'm going to ask you in a couple minutes to just give a very brief overview of the classic, what your funding request is for, and then we take it to a vote. So before we do that, I need to put the application on the floor for discussion. So the application for the Aurora Hewy Christmas Classic regarding funding the annual community fundraising event. May I have a mover for this? Rob? Oh, sorry, I mean Ping, and then Manuel is the seconder. I was too quick there. Okay, Elise, so if you don't mind, if you can just give a very brief overview, we do have your application in front of us.
Okay, great. We started this about 15 years ago as a hockey tournament between friends, and the second year we decided, since we were all getting together around the holidays, it would be great to give back to the community. So the first year we gave to a family that we were connected to through a friend who works with families in need, and we raised, just amongst friends, I think it was $1,500, and it was given directly to the family. So everybody loved that concept, and over the years it's grown. And the idea is to try to get the money directly into the hands of the families through whichever process is easiest and best for them. So we work with the schools and try to give money that will be, again, directed back through gift cards or food or clothing to families in need that they've identified. We've worked with a number of different local organizations. Last year, we gave to Welcoming Arms to help kickstart the frozen food program that they just launched. And we gave $10,000 for that. And then we usually try to find a family to give money directly to. We document all of it. We have an accountant that works in Newmarket. He's our friend and he is a part of it, but he has taken it on as just to sort of, make sure that everything is accounted for properly. And so we do have a balance sheet every year to account for money. So basically it's a hockey tournament that we run, and it's one day, and then we throw a party afterwards. And the fundraising is through donations, the hockey fees, and a raffle that we ran this year. Sorry, I forgot. We also gave to the food bank this year as well. We always try to give back to the food bank. And so you do have our balance sheet. I believe I emailed it, so hopefully you can all see it.
Not here.
So I think it was emailed through. I
think it came just a second.
I'm sorry.
Did it come? I was looking for it. I didn't see it.
Julie, are you able to share that? Because that way everybody can see if they didn't open it in their emails.
Exactly one of my questions here.
Yeah, hang on.
Apologies, what was the request?
Are you able to show the
balance sheet?
The sheet from the Hewy Classic?
Let me just pull that up for you.
I'm just gonna try and see if I can, because I know there were some things that came in last night, but I may not be able to show this.
Yeah, I emailed it a few weeks back with the original request. I can resend it. It's just I'm driving right now. I apologize. I can pull over if needed, but basically what we're looking for is we rent ice and a party room at the leisure complex every year. So we were looking to have that money donated back, because essentially it's going straight into the community in Aurora. So that was our request, but we're happy to take whatever is available.
And sorry, and how much was that request for? Sorry.
I can't tell you exactly the numbers. Again, that was in the email that I sent was it Daniel? But the ice, I did give exact amounts for the ice rental.
I'm just pulling that up right now.
$1,500.
Okay, thank you, Daniel.
Thank you. And the party room, which was around $300 to $75 or something like that.
Right. Here we go. Daniel's about to share it.
Awesome.
Perfect. Thank you, Daniel. So, all right. So 1723. So say whatever, $1,800 or so. So
this year we raised around, I think, I don't have, again, the exact number in because I'm driving, but around $28,000. So we show how that was distributed within the community. We do give a lot directly to schools because we feel principals are have their finger on the pulse of what's going on with families. They see the struggles.
Can you bring it down a bit,
so we
Daniel?
really
Can you scroll
Bring it.
down to include
Thank you,
the
Dan.
expense? Thank you. Yeah.
Sorry. So I love what you're doing, Elise,
Thank you.
and I appreciate the reality that this is very much Aurora focused, and that the charities, etc., that you've shared that to date you've provided to. And I do also appreciate, because I know there is a struggle when you say that you give directly to families, which can be a challenge, that you account for that. So that's very important. So you're looking at roughly 17 something. So if I was, I'm just going to throw out a number, and Manuel, do you have any questions? Sorry.
No, it's just, at least how does the group, I appreciate what you're doing. I appreciate what you're doing. How do you decide who to give the funds to? Like, for instance, this year, do you have a plan as to, okay, for this year, we're going to give it to this charity or to this group? How do you decide who the recipient is of all your?
Yeah, it's a good question. So we have a committee. It's my husband and I, and then a few other community members who we are close friends with. And it's changed a little bit over the years. I can provide those names if you like. They are people that have lived here for, over 15 years and have raised families here. So we meet every year, and it's kind of, we stick to the same idea in terms of giving to the schools and charities, but it's kind of changes each year based on our experiences. So we have friends that are involved with the food bank, and they'll say, okay, we really need help this year, right? I know that last year was a struggle for the food bank. So, we'll talk to the community members and find out. And then I have a friend who works with Welcoming Arms, and he connected me with them. And then actually one of the committee members as well worked with Welcoming Arms too. So she connected me with Sally, who is the CEO chair. I'm not exactly sure her title, but she's like the head person on staff there, who's wonderful. And she told me about the frozen food program, and I don't know if you know about it, but it's a fabulous program for busy families who are struggling. So we all decided as a group, we kind of have a group chat, and we meet in person, and we go through options and decide kind of what fits our goals best. And yeah, that's how it is. We don't have anything in mind. I would like to, support the schools again, support Welcoming Arms and the food bank again. But we have been connected through Welcoming Arms with a family that I really kind of pulls at my heartstrings, and I think we might try to give them grocery cards as well. But again, that we would have to do that. We document it with receipts and everything to give money directly to families. So I hope that answers your question, Manuel.
Yes,
Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, one follow-up. I know you stated you have an accountant. Do you have an auditor?
No, we're not an official charity, so I don't know if we need an auditor or not. But we don't have
because
one.
Who decides then where to spend it on? Anyway, so you don't have an auditor per se.
No.
Okay, thank you.
We don't.
They have the committee that they have. Okay, any other questions for Elise? I think so basically you haven't specifically said you need 2,000 or 3,000 but you're saying your budget is, sorry, where does it say how much you need?
I think the comment
1,700 and something, yeah, but
ice rental and the hall,
yeah.
right?
Yeah. So I guess at the end of
other. Oh, sorry to interrupt you. I was just going to say, we do have other expenses. So, any money that's donated basically would go back to the community and cover our expenses, and then more money goes back to the community. So I did ask for the ice rental and the party room rental, which was $1,700, but depending on what's available, we basically take anything. We've never had any help, so we're happy with anything.
So this is a 100%, this program 100% supports people in Aurora and the organizations she's mentioned. So I think as a committee, we can maybe, knowing that we have some flexibility with that $1,800 roughly they're asking, is if we want to give more. Do we want to give more, and do we have a figure in our minds that we would like to give?
Well, I know that the first sentence in the second paragraph says ice rental was $14.91, party room was $231. If you scroll down to the expenses, Daniel, can you move that down? Over here, it's got ice rental of $14.91 and Harmony Hall $12.30. That adds up to a total of $27.21.
Where is Harmony Hall?
Harmony Hall is where we did the after party. It's a venue in just south of us, about 10 minutes south of us on Vandorf. So that wasn't the party room. Sorry, the party room that we're referring to in that first paragraph is a party room at the leisure, the family leisure center complex. So sorry if there's a confusion around that.
Oh, the Harmony Hall is something different. Okay, all right.
Okay,
It's
so are you
something
looking
different,
at, so we're looking at roughly, say, $3,000 at this point with various costs, right? Rob, is that what you're looking at?
It's 20,
sorry.
well, specifically, it's a little over 2,700.
Right. So if we were to give them 3,000, I'm just throwing out numbers now, people. If we gave them $3,000 to cover off on some of these expenses, that is actually making the money to give to these Auroran organizations and individuals.
3,000 more that goes out
Yeah.
that they can give out. So
So is
would move that-
3,000 the number we want to discuss, or has somebody got something else in mind?
I'll make a motion for 3,000.
Okay, so Rob has made a motion for $3,000. Any
I guess
discussion?
we need a seconder.
Seconder, Ping? Okay.
Agree.
All in favor for $3,000 if we grant this request? We have to still grant it. Okay, perfect. So we're going to go with the number 3,000. So what we need to do then is grant the request. So the request is for the application of the Aurora Huey Christmas Classic funding for the annual community fundraising event. And we have come up with the figure of $3,000, of which we would like to provide them. So shall we grant the funding request? All in favor? Okay, that's passed. So we will give you $3,000, Elise, in your committee.
Thank you. Thank you so
And
much. That's
the town will,
amazing.
thank you. And the town will be in touch about that.
Okay.
Thank you for what you do
very
in the community.
Okay, I appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. All right, it's now 11. Where are we at? Who's
Okay.
in the waiting room?
Hold on. She's still on.
Oh, sorry, Julia. Yep.
Should I disconnect?
Yeah, you can
Bye.
disconnect, Elise. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Safe driving. All right, who's in the waiting room? That
We do
can get
have, sorry, the name is coming up very different, but we do have Hongjun and his interpreter and Zhang for 7.2.
Perfect. Let's deal with 7.2 then. And then we'll
I'll
go to,
admit
and
them
you said
both.
Joanne, so then Joanne's with York Region Food Network. Okay, so, all right, we're going to move on to the Huayun Multicultural Association. And you're saying that we have a different name. So that's it. We got Anne. Hi, Anne. Sorry, I just got to back up my sheets here. Nice to see you, Anne. Just make sure you're off mute. And did you say there is, oh, I saw another name pop up at some point. Hi, Anne.
Okay, yeah.
And we have, and you have somebody with you, correct? That's
yes,
should be on the line?
Hongjun support with me, yes. I don't know if he's online because Julia said she cannot find his name. So I'll call,
I think Julia, I saw somebody else pop up though. There was another name, Honor or something.
Honor else. Yeah, I see it as well. Honor else Anode.
Yeah, Honor L is Ano. Is that who we're waiting for?
That's not their name, but that's the name associated with Hongjun's
Okay,
email
so that
address.
could be.
我听见了，
All right, perfect.
我听见了，我可以讲话。喂，我可以讲话，但是我不 no English 不会讲英文呐。
Okay, Anne. Wait, now we've lost Anne. And for some reason, we're not hearing you when you speak, even though it's showing that you're not muted.
Okay, how is now?
There you are. Okay.
Yeah, it's now.
Perfect.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to start and then we're going to introduce the two of you. Thank you. So this is the application from the Huayun Multicultural Association regarding funding for rental space for seniors, weekly wellness and cultural activities. This is an application that has been shifted and changed a bit as we deferred in April 1st. So we do have two individuals on the line for that. So first I'll have a mover and a seconder to put the application on the floor for discussion. Can I have a mover? I'm sorry, I don't see everybody right now. And Rob, and a seconder? Manuel, thank you.
Can I translate it to the Hongjin?
You will, yes, please. If you want to translate that now. And then you can also translate to him. We have the application in front of us.
Yes.
And so if there's anything that's an addition that he needs to say, otherwise we can have a discussion. Yes.
OK，红军，刚才那个主席讲了，就是说现在就是要讨论我们的这个这个申请了。我们这个申请是被原来叫我们重新申请的哈。然后呢，如果你有什么需要加入的、需要说明的，你可以说明，要不然他们就开始这个讨论了。这个还是咱们那个就是申请那个冬天那个租房的这个什么东西，主要是冬天那几个冷的月份。好，你看你有什么要讲的吧？
你说夏天我们也租，不在冬天，只要批了夏天我们也不够，只要是批下来，我们不要等到冬天，现在我们就租。就是
OK，
别的
，Yeah， OK， 红金
现在人数比较多，太阳又热，没地方去，只要批下来，我们这现在也租。
OK， Yeah，what Hongjin said， if the money we can get the approved for the funding and maybe start the very hot summer, we start to rent the place for the seniors activity. Did they permit? Yeah.
And also, of course, your request was for $5,000 also for the colder months between April 26th to March 27th. Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Yeah.
So if you recall, those on the committee, this request now was what we asked, is what they would perceive as their costs for the coming year, which they have clearly laid out here in their request. Is there any questions for the association? Any concerns or questions related to anything? And if you see, there is the
and this is for
budget.
This is just to cover the rentals for the schools for where they meet, correct?
Yeah, and they meet in the various school gyms, etc.
Yeah.
Okay, lots of different activities: Tai Chi, dance, drums, etc. We are aware of what they've done in the past. Okay, so the request is for $5,000. If there's no other questions, I can bring it right to a vote. Okay. So the application from the Huayun Aurora Multicultural Association refunding for rental space for senior weekly wellness and culture activities to be received. Do we choose to grant the funding request? All in favor? Okay, any opposed? I don't see any opposed. That carries.
Thank you,
Anne, and thank you.
红军通过了，红军。好，Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, and you will hear from the town shortly about the funds. Thank you.
Sure. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
我可以下线了。
下线了，可以了。下线了。
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay. All right.
All right, so we can admit chats next, item 7.3, if that works for you.
Yep.
Sure. Let me just grab that one. All right, Mona.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay. Just one moment here, Mona. I got to find all my notes. Chats. Here we go. So this is an application from CHATS, Community and Home Assistance to Seniors, regarding funding programs or services for older adults living in Aurora. And we do have Mona on the line. I'm putting this on the table, moved by Manuel and seconded by Ping. And so the application is for the individuals impacted for these programs in Aurora. And I'm sorry, we're going to do, Mona, is allow you just to do a quick overview, very quick, because we have the application in front of us for the $5,000 that you're requesting.
Okay, so we do serve approximately 500 clients in Aurora. So our programs are assisted living, caregiver support, day programs, home at last, hospital to homes, social and congregate dining, meals on wheels, personal support services, respite care, telephone reassurance, and transportation. The ones that are the most popular with the Aurora clients are the adult day programs, which is here in our head office, and the transportation and meals on wheels. So on Meals on Wheels, we actually have served 5,423 meals in the last year to 50 individuals in Aurora. And the transportation, we've done 3,546 to 180 individuals. Those are the most popular ones. So CHATS's belief is everybody should be able to have the services to be able to age at home. So we fundraise, the grants, the fundraising that I do, all that allows us to serve everybody so that we don't have to say no to anybody. There is a cost associated with the different programs, and it's based on a sliding scale. You can afford it, you pay for it, you can't, we fundraise for it. So that's kind of where we're at right now. And like I said, our programs here in Aurora, like the adult day program, Meals on Wheels, transportation, those are so popular and they're growing every year. Unfortunately, more necessities for them, more seniors in York Region. So in York Region, we've served close to 9,000 clients in the last year. So yeah.
So how are you able to ensure that the funds are specific to these 460 odd individuals, the unique individuals you're talking about in Aurora?
It would be designated for Aurora because our programs are based on different regions. We have different managers, different supervisors for each region. The money comes in designated for specifically for Aurora, so it would only be used in Aurora. Hopefully you wouldn't want to designate it to a specific program, but more to the greatest need in Aurora.
Okay. Right.
So 7% that you put in your form means that 7% of all the people you serve is from Aurora, but you are going to say you're going to make sure that the money that if granted this grant, if you're given this grant, you're going to assure us that this money will be spent only here in Aurora.
Yeah, and I can't tell you exactly which programs we use it, but like I said, the most popular and the one that's most needed is Meals on Wheels and transportation. So probably the money would be designated for that. I would prefer not to have things designated specifically for a program, but to be designated for Aurora. And where the greatest need is. If we have families that need seniors that need Meals on Wheels that can't afford it, that's where it would go. If they want to come to an adult day program, that's where it would go. So it would be designated to be for the greatest need within Aurora.
Okay, great.
I'm good with that.
Yep. Okay, so here we go. Unless anybody has Ping, did you have a question? Sorry.
Yes, one simple question. So how many the staff and
Sorry, I can't hear you.
Okay, how many staffs and volunteers does your organization have?
How many staff do we have?
Yeah, and is there any volunteers as well? So just
okay, so we have the volunteers all together within our organization. We have about close to 500 volunteers. Within Aurora, we have 87 that live in Aurora that volunteer with us. Staff, we have close to 365 because we serve all of York Region and South Simcoe. So we have different locations. We have PSWs, we've got drivers, close to 365 or so staff in the last year.
Okay.
And in the Aurora head office is maybe about 50 of us that work out of here.
Okay, thank you. All right, if there's no further questions then, we are going to look at granting the application request for $5,000 from CHATS regarding funding and program services for older adults living in Aurora. So, may I take this to a vote? Do we accept, are we all in favor of the grant to fund? Okay, no opposed. Thank you. So thank you, Mona. You will be hearing soon from the staff of the town.
Thank you
Take
so
care.
much. Have a great day, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right.
Hold on. Okay, good to go.
We're moving through. We're moving through. Okay.
We can do
Who is it?
7.8, the students from GW Williams.
Okay, so that's Erke and Sitara, correct? And I believe there was some information that was just recently sent about these bees.
Yes, that's
So if
correct.
there's anything that maybe you want to show on the screen that would help us, that's great if we need that.
Yeah,
Hi.
sure. Hi.
Hello. Hi.
Hello.
Nice to meet you two. I'm so glad you're here. So here's what's going to
Why
happen.
aren't you in class?
Okay, so I'm going to first put so what we're going to do is we're going to be discussing your application for $2,980. And this is going to be for the educational beehive project in Aurora. So I'm going to put that on the table. So can we have a mover to discuss this? Ping, and a seconder will be Rob. Okay, so this is, so we have Erke. I want to make sure I say it properly. Your name is Erke?
Erke.
Erke? Thank you, Erke.
Yeah.
Erke. And Sitara. Correct? Thank you.
Yes.
So this is the committee of the Mayor's Golf, and you've applied for the $2,980. Maybe you can just give us a brief overview of tell us about your bees, what you're hoping for.
Wait. Hold on just a second before that. We have a few changes
To the budget. So instead of 2,980, it's 3,014. So just like a couple minor tweaks. But
Yeah.
can we actually present a slideshow which
Yeah, we have
covers?
a slideshow prepared for you.
Okay, how long will this slideshow take, ladies? People?
Like
5 minutes.
Okay. I'm interested in a slideshow on bees. I love bees. So let's see.
Cool.
Okay, I don't know if you
Cool.
can share though. Can you share?
I believe so. Yes. Yes, we could share. All right. Yeah.
Is it, can you see?
Yes.
Can you see it?
Yes. Yes. Oh, wow. Okay, tell us about these bees. Go ahead.
Okay, so our bees for Aurora will have 2 hives. Our installation will be on June 20th, and 100% of the honey will be donated.
So the problem that we are solving is that the wild bee populations in Ontario are on a very steep decline with the rise of climate change, habitat loss, and the increased use of pesticides, which are all taking a massive toll on the bees. And as we plan to be set around the Aurora Arboretum Nursery that depends on active pollinators, we decided that it would be best choice to take care of bees to help benefit the local environment and to apply our learning skills in biology.
Okay, so how this started, one day someone gave me honey and it crystallized, and I was like, usually this doesn't happen with store-bought honey, so why does this happen? So as I said, Sitara said actually, we've already learned about pollinators in our biology classes, and the curiosity within how it crystallized really helped both of us create motivation for this project. This also helps us complete our requirements for our diploma, which is the creativity, activity, and service, and as well as a local experienced beekeeping mentor will help us on this journey, keeping the bees.
So why this project matters for Aurora specifically? So as I said before, there was the environmental factor that bees are very important pollinators. And so setting up our hives at the Arboretum, the pollinators will be able to support about 2 to 3 kilometers of just the Arboretum, and it will contribute to a lasting contribution to Aurora's green spaces and local flora. This is the application of youth of real science that we get to learn in classes. So we get to do pH testing, moisture analysis, and monitoring colony health. And as if you were wondering how this may persist, well, our hive infrastructure will train the next students beyond myself and Erke in the next generation. And this also, all the honey that will be harvested will be donated to Aurora seniors. It will be raw, local, and traceable honey that no store shelf can replicate.
So we've actually already partnered with the Aurora Seniors Association. You know, we contacted them. They said that they can set up a couple of events to get this going, as well as also a community class within our school, which helps special needs students. This is just some of the previous, you know, we have a grant that covers some of the costs. We have licensed beekeeping mentors. We have the support from the town of Aurora. You know, we were contacting the mayor. We have membership with Ontario Bees Association, etc.
All right, so from this is our timeline. So from June 3rd, which is now your council decision, then from immediately after your council decision, we plan to register with the Ontario Bee Association, prepare our site, and purchase our equipment and gear. On June 20th is when we plan to install the hive. And from July to October is when we would do the inspections and the research, and we'd be treating for varroa mites. And then from October to November is the harvest season, when we get to donate, winterize, and we get to do more education.
So this is just the overview of the budget, the updated one. As you can see, most of it will go to beer and the colonies.
And there are three lasting impacts, as we said for Aurora. It's our local flora and fauna depend on these pollinators, and this is a very good opportunity for Aurora youth to engage with science in a real life application, and it helps feed the local community by providing for seniors. We're asking for $3,014.
Okay, I'm gonna stop sharing.
Wow. I think that's one of the best presentations, people, that we've had in a long time. I love those slides. So any questions that have not been answered in this presentation today?
Yes, questions. So
yes, Ping, please.
I'll
go to Ping and then Rob. Sorry.
Yeah. Regarding this bee projects, do you have any support from the school teachers on the the cost and the hive installation? Do you have any support?
Yeah, so we have our CAS coordinator, Miss Murad, who is not here at the moment. And then we also have our parents to help and already like licensed beekeepers. So our CAS coordinator is gonna help with the funding, you know, transfer it, maintain it, etc.
Okay. I just want to make sure that the cost is comprehensive, is good enough. So just
Yes, that's a good question. Thank you, Rob.
Whereabouts are I know these hives are going to be in the Arboretum. Have you identified a specific spot?
Yes, so there is a specific spot with it is going to be off from any any places with high traffic, high foot traffic, but it's going to be closer to the nursery within the Arboretum.
Which is nearby the Joint Operations Center. So it's like generally secluded from the public.
Yeah. Okay, that's great.
Yeah, we spoke with the town on this matter. So,
yeah.
Yes.
What a great program. That's awesome, I tell you.
Manuel.
It's a great initiative, it really is. But question is, aside from the both of you, who do you have underneath you working with you? Any junior students below you working with you?
So actually, both of me and Sitara are actually executives. So I'm executive for History Club. Sitara's
yes, I run a program at the Aurora Public Library called Ecology Enthusiasts, in which I hope to recruit some members of our club from there to help us harvest this honey as juniors who will work underneath us.
Plus, because
that it's sustainable.
Yes.
Your presentation says that your plan is to leave this to students to follow you. So it's a 3-year program, right?
Right.
So you do have somebody following your footsteps. So
we're not just leaving the hives. We are planning to train other students who will continue to take care and maintain these colonies.
And you are purchasing equipment to harvest honey, right? Correct?
Yes. So the equipment that to purchase the honey is not to purchase the honey, to like winterize and take the honey has been funded by another grant. But this is more like bee suits, the actual like the hives themselves, you know, pest and mite treatment and etc.
So in the event, and just looking at all aspects, in the event that you don't produce honey, who owns the equipment now?
The
Where does the
equipment,
equipment go?
with the school. So the equipment would be with the school, and the chance of it not producing honey is low. But of course, the honey is not the only contribution, because overall they're helping pollinate the surrounding areas, which will in turn help greenery and create a better environment for Aurora. So like, yes, if the honey does not produce, we'd have to wait again, but their overall, like, the impact is greater.
Yeah, again, the question is, who owns the equipment that you purchased for this project?
Sorry, I can't hear you.
Who owns the equipment?
So everything that you
It would be
purchased.
Miss Murad, which is our CAS coordinator.
To the school.
It'd be owned by
Yeah.
the school. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
So should the school be asking for the grant and not putting you? Anyway, I
Well,
understand.
I think
It's a
Emmanuel.
good initiative. Listen, Angela, I'm just
Yeah.
looking at it from a business point of view. I know it's a good initiative for the students. I'm
I
just looking
see.
at all
So the
aspects of it.
application, it clearly states that it is the students through GW Williams Secondary School.
It is the students asking for the loan, not the
Right,
school.
because this is their project for
Yes.
certain. Which I think, and I agree, Manuel, it's a wonderful project. I think it's exciting. I love bees. I wish I could have bees on our property, and I'm being told no. So this is very good news for the overall area. So back to your request, and I see that it's been updated to the 3014 or whatever it is, 40 or something. So I mean, let's round it up. Should we round it up to at least 3100, or do we, just in case there's any contingent funding that we can't?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, sure.
Sure.
Sure. Round it up
And
as
then,
high as you want.
and then if we don't use any of the funding, we will be in contact with you to return
Well,
it.
you can buy an extra jar to put some bees in, honey in, and I mean, get another jar. Okay, so let's just for accounting, let's bring it up to 3100. I'd rather go up than down. So the request then is for $3,100 for this wonderful project. Back to my sheet here, just a second. Okay, so do I have so we're going to consider granting. So do I have everyone in favor for granting this request?
Yeah.
Okay, no one's opposed. Oh, we got Manuel. Okay, so that passes. Again, a very enthusiastic presentation. Thank you for
one
doing
last
that.
question.
Yes.
Will you be donating any honey to the Aurora Seniors Association?
Yes, so we're already
I
in
saw
contact.
Andrew's name there, so.
Yeah. So one of our mentors contacted them, and they're like, oh yeah, we're super excited. We can even set up some events with the seniors so that they can package the honey, no heavy labor, obviously. But yeah, the honey will be donated to them.
I think it should go directly to the board of directors.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm on the board. So.
All
anyway.
right. Oh my goodness, where are we at now? Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
We appreciate
Well
you
done.
both.
No
Well
problem.
done.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, so Angela, Voices of Joy responded to your question earlier regarding the updated budget. Would you like to consider that at this meeting?
No,
No, so you want to defer it. Okay.
I'd like to defer. We've got how many more left now? 3 or 4 left now?
Yeah.
Okay, so I think we defer it. I appreciate that, but we'll defer it. So who's next?
You've actually got
Okay, so
5
we
left.
have-
You got 5 left.
Yeah, who's
We
next?
have 4 left, but Rhonda from Hope Hospice is not here. That would be the 5th one.
So let's if she
Oh,
doesn't
okay.
show up,
All right.
we'll defer. So let's just suggest that we'll
Okay.
defer for Hope
So
Hospice.
next will be Active Minds, item 7.7.
Okay. Is she online? Thank you for waiting, Shaheen. So if you can just take yourself off mute. And then as committee, what we're going to do is consider the application from Active Minds Home Child Care Agency regarding funding for essential equipment for a special needs child. And Shaheen is in the room. May I have a mover for this discussion? Manuel, thank you. Seconder. And that's Rob, thank you. And so we do have your application. Sorry, just 1 second. I got to grab it here. We have your application, Shaheen. We
Mhm.
understand that you're looking for equipment for a particular child, is what I understand, from your application. And so is there any, for $5,000. So is there anything that you need to sort of bring to our attention specifically? And we'll take a couple minutes on that.
Okay, so the only thing, the child is an Auroran. I do have permission to speak about the child, and we attached the early intervention list of equipment that is required for the child. We have, just so you're aware, we have sought funding from other resources, but have not been able to get any. And the child is been in our care for 2 years. If you have any specific questions, I'm here to answer them.
Okay. So, any questions? So the request is for 5,000. So what I don't see, sorry, I want to make sure I'm saying this correctly. So have you ever produced an actual budget line by line roughly of how much these items cost?
So we do have like different vendors have them for different prices. The approximate cost altogether would be around $7,000 to $8,000. And so the $5,000 will go towards his equipment because it's required for climbing outside and inside. So outdoor climbers are quite expensive.
Right. And my question to you would be, assuming this individual would eventually age out of your program.
Yep.
Is this equipment something that could be used for other children moving forward?
Absolutely.
So you would be the owner of the equipment, not this family.
Some of the equipment will go to the family because it's specific to him, because it's not stuff that we ordinarily would have in the daycare for a child.
So some would go with the individual child and some could be kept back potentially.
Yeah.
Okay.
So do you know what percent of that equipment would go to the family?
It depending on what they can take with them to the next program that he goes into, because it depends on what he transitions to. For example, the swivel chair, that would go with him. Trampoline would probably go with him. Anything that's built into the wall cannot be taken from the daycare, because once it's installed, we can't remove it.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So thank you for the assessment notes, etc. So what you're looking at are all these potential items that was on page 3 of the application: the climbing structure, sensory, oral, all those pieces. And you're saying from what you have been assessed at, or the vendors are suggesting anywhere from $6,000, $7,000, $8,000. So is the family then contributing to the remaining?
No. With the daycare is also seeking funding from RISE, and which has not come through yet.
So where do you see the delta being, or the difference being paid for?
I think some of it the daycare will have will try. We are a smaller daycare. We're a home-based childcare, so our revenues are not as high as like a center. So we don't get as much cost-based funding for these items.
So you would have to eat it, you're saying? Like you would have to somehow just absorb the cost?
Yeah, or we not have it for the child, because the thing is, if we can't afford to have it, we don't have the resources for it, then we can't purchase it. But this will help the child with their development and their social skills as well.
So it is a possibility you wouldn't be able to necessarily purchase everything. Like if you received 5,000, you would just maybe purchase within that amount. So some of the items would have to be forgo if you can't afford.
Yeah, but we will try to do everything. Like for example, there was a fidget toy we were able to borrow, that's not on the list, that we were able to borrow from early intervention. So we've borrowed it. And this is another problem. Some equipment with a special needs child, they may recommend it, but the child may not take to it. For example, there was a webbing fidget toy that they recommended. We borrowed it, and the child is not taking to it. So a lot of equipment gets purchased for the child, and there has to be like one here, one at home. And you can't return these items once they're purchased.
Right.
Type of thing.
Right. But they can be reused. Some of them can be reused.
They'll be reused at the childcare, of course. But the only thing is, we would go ordinarily to the family and ask them to like purchase certain things, but unfortunately, their financial situation will not permit it.
And you're saying that there's no eligibility in any other funding sources for this particular child's needs?
No, we've even, as a matter of fact, the parent has also applied to the Métis program because the child is part Indigenous, and there hasn't been any funding received for it.
Okay. Any other questions regarding this situation? And just so for historical purposes, there has been requests for other individuals in the past that we've considered funding for, not from this particular institution, but from other organizations for individuals. So it's not, it's a rarity that we get requests for individuals, but it's not something that we've not done in the past as a committee for individuals.
And it's not like we're not asking for an item like a backpack. We're asking for like particular items as listed. The other items, of course, have, like, for example, with a special needs child, sometimes you go through about 7 water bottles, 7 different types before they take to one. So there are higher costs to having a child who is special needs.
And would this child be in your care for X number more years? Do you have a sense of how many more years you're looking at?
So they've already applied for before and after school with us to stay with us from possibly another 2 more years.
Okay.
There is that possibility, but it depends on, again, Angela, I can't give you that proper estimate because things can change rapidly, in the sense of like maybe ABA would recommend moving him from before and after school with us to maybe a different place. Okay, so I hesitate to tell you for sure whether the child will be here for a longer time, a shorter time. I'm unsure at this time.
Okay. All right. Any further questions for Shaheen?
Nope.
All right. So we'll take this to a vote now. Is that fair? Or do we need to take time to kind of regroup on this one? Any thoughts? All right. So the individual is requesting Active Minds Home Child Care Agency for $5,000 for funding of essential equipment for a special needs child to be received, the individual living in Aurora. So we'll start with grant the funding request. Do we grant the funding request for $5,000? All in favor? We've got 2 of us. Any opposed? 1 of us. And Ping, what's your vote?
I oppose.
You oppose. Okay. So it's equal. So we'll have to deny the request at this time, Shaheen. And we can maybe rediscuss in the future if something else shifts. Okay, thank you for your application.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. So next we have, what's next?
Next is York Region Food Network, item 7.9.
Thank you. So this is Joanne
Joanne
Witt, and I'm going to have to step back from being the chair. So Manuel, I'm going to ask you to do that.
Okay.
Joanne, you can turn your mic on. and face if you want.
So
You
there,
there? Can you hear me, Joanne? Wait a second, let's see, can somebody I can message her. Oh, there she is. Joanne? There you
Yeah,
are.
oh, there we go. Okay,
So,
sorry.
Joanne, I'm going to have to step back as chair from this discussion because of our connection to the cause, and Manuel is going to take over as chair.
Okay.
hey, good morning, John. My name is Manuel. So we have the application from York Regional Food Network, funding for community meal programs. We have applicant here, Joanne Witt, who's attending.
Yep.
May I have a mover and a seconder for the items to go on the floor, please? Moved by Rob, seconded by Ping. Okay, so Joanne, would you like to say a few things about your application here?
Sure. So hello, everybody.
Hello.
Thank you for this opportunity. And I hope all the presentations have been going well. I use this this hour and a half to get caught up on emails and everything. So thank you so much for that opportunity. I'm with the York Region Food Network. And for those of you who may not know us, the York Region Food Network is an organization, a not-for-profit that supports individuals and families struggling with food insecurity. We provide a number of different programs and services to help families across York Region, and specifically looking into Aurora. Not sure how many of you might know, we actually had our head office in Aurora until September last year. Unfortunately, we were at 350 Industrial Parkway, and the family who owned that building decided they wanted to sell. So the 4 charities that were living in that building, we had to find new homes. As much as we tried to find a space in Aurora, we didn't find the right space for us. And we are now up in Newmarket at Leslie and Davis. We're applying for the grant specifically to be able to bring our meal programs back into Aurora to be able to help Aurora residents. Since moving, we have had a number of residents that we do support in our various programs be able to make their way up to us in Newmarket, but there are some people that they're just not able to get to us. So we already have relationships with the Salvation Army with regards to our community cafe program. And with this funding, what we're hoping to do is be able to create a number of new pop-up meal opportunity programs and other programs to be able to run out of the Salvation Army to support the people in Aurora specifically. We're hoping that with these programs and being able to market them to the residents of Aurora, that we're going to be able to see 75 to 80% of the programs being attended by Aurora residents. Even some of the people that we've been able to share what we're hoping to do in the next few months and getting these programs started, we're getting people that are really, really excited. So with this money specifically, what we would be looking to do, as outlined in the documentation that I submitted, we're looking to be able to bring in some cooking classes. We're also looking to have our affordable fresh food market. We're looking to start a lunch program. In Aurora, we used to have a breakfast program every Tuesday morning, free breakfast. People could come and enjoy breakfast or get the breakfast to go. It's one of the programs that people really miss. And now to be able to have a space like the Salvation Army, where we have a commercial kitchen that we can able to use and a nice space, we're going to bring a lunch program in, which we've started a lunch program in Newmarket every Tuesday, and it is going like gangbusters. We do have some Aurora residents who make it up that are looking forward to being able to go to lunch closer to home. So we would be doing that a couple of times a month, bringing the affordable fresh food market a couple of times a month, and just being able to have all of these programs again in Aurora, easy to access. You know, the wonderful thing about the Salvation Army, I don't know if everybody's seen the space there. They've got such a beautiful space. They're also accessible to transit, which is really important to a lot of the people that we support, because there's quite a few people that we support that don't drive and that rely on TTC, or sorry, on buses and their schedules. And one of the things we actually just found out yesterday that we're going to be able to include as part of this program is we got notification from the region of York that we are getting a number of complimentary bus passes that we're able to hand out to the residents and the people coming to the programs, so we can help them out a little bit further and be able to stretch their dollars even more. With regards to the lunches are made by our team and volunteers, and they could be volunteers from the Salvation Army, volunteers from York Region Food Network. That's a great thing about collaborations, is so many people can get involved. The Affordable Fresh Food Market is one of our most popular programs, and it is essentially a small farmers market that we set up. And we've been doing them with the Salvation Army now for a while. And being able to set up mini farmers markets that people can come and shop for fresh fruit and vegetables and be able to save a lot of money compared to the grocery stores. Most of the prices for the produce that we have in the Affordable Fresh Food Market is anywhere from 80 to 90% less than what people would pay in the supermarkets. So it's a very popular program and a great way for people to be able to save some money and access healthy food.
Great. So Joanne, if I may, so if I can summarize what I've heard from what you said is you're going to use this money to start up these programs in Aurora again, which you said we used to have it in Aurora. It was a popular program, was being past tense. So this money you're requesting is specifically to revive the programs in Aurora.
Yes, exactly. 100%. So all of this money would be going to that. And it's things like buying the produce to get started, buying the food to get started. So, kind of like we like to use the term seed money because, we're gardening and we're food. And so, this $5,000 would be the seed money to get all of those programs going, and then they become self-sustainable.
But we do have our own farmers market here Saturday, Sundays, right? So, but anyway, yeah. So
have you been to the market on Saturdays?
Yes.
It's not cheap. It's not cheap.
Well, one of the things
but it supports Aurora.
With the Affordable Fresh Food Markets, a majority of the food is donated from local farms. So for example, you might buy a stock, big stock of celery. For us, we're able to keep the cost anywhere between like 50 and 75 cents, as opposed to currently at the supermarket, you're paying between $3 and $4, depending on the grocery store that you're going to. And then any of the money that we collect at the farmers market just goes back in, and it's used to buy produce for the next week, the next time we do it. So like I said, it's the seed money that helps us get it all going, and then after that we're self-sufficient and we just keep it going.
I understand. The cost is different, so we have all choices, right? But as member of this committee, my main concern is that the money given to you will be spent in Aurora.
Yes.
And you've given me that commitment, so I'm okay with that. So, and yet, does the members have any other questions for Joanne? So if there are no other questions, the committee will provide direction to grant, deny, or defer. So let's put it to a vote. Do we grant motion to grant the request? Motion is carried. And any deny?
I just want to thank you based on my own involvement in this program. Many of you don't know, I've been running various programs, including what Joanne suggested, the Affordable Fresh Food Market. I am seeing clients on a day-to-day basis with numerous food insecurity, but not just food insecurity, financial needs overall, budgeting concerns, etc. And these programs are going to support the clients I serve regularly around their food needs, but with the hope, back to the cooking classes, my real hope is that we're going to see people who can be able to sustain their families by learning the skills to prepare meals, bulk cooking, etc. And if we can teach those skills, then I think we could at least alleviate some of the overall food security problems that we're seeing.
Yeah.
So I think
Joanne, yeah. And Joanne, I just want to say too that as members of the committee, we have different backgrounds, right? So I'm glad that Angela has a background in your industry. So all of us have different backgrounds. So we all look at the request based on our own specific experiences, right? So, but anyway, so the motion has been carried. So we are granting you your request, and the clerks of Aurora will be in touch with you soon.
Thank you so much. In addition to food security, these programs really help people also with their mental health, with isolation. There's a lot of people out there that are dealing with food security all alone.
Mhm.
And to be able to come to these programs, you know, create relationships, make friends. Like we have so many people that have gone from being clients to now being volunteers in our programs because they want to be able to give back and help others as well. Like it's really amazing what happens in these programs and how they support people, not just with food, but in so many other ways. So thank you so much. This $5,000 is going to do so much for us and get all of these programs back into Aurora and being able to help Aurora residents with what they need.
Music to my ears. Thank you, Joanne.
Great job, Joanne.
Thank you.
job.
Thank you so much, everybody. I really appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Thank you. Okay, so when
Back to
Joanne
you, Angela. You've got
Sorry?
back to you. You're now the chair.
Back to me. Oh my goodness. Where are we at? I don't even know who we got. A couple left, right? Where are we at now? We've got
Next, we have 7.11 York Region Children's
Children's
Fund
Fund.
with
Yes,
Angela,
Rob?
quick question. I'm embarrassed to ask, but what day is the farmers market?
The affordable fresh food market that we have now
Yeah,
on Wednesday, the fourth Wednesday of each month. So we
Fourth
should
Wednesday.
hope to have a second one. So we're having a meeting next week now that we
Where
get
is
the
that,
funding.
Angela? Where is the venue?
At Northridge.
Yeah.
Sorry, the Salvation Army Northridge at Leslie and Wellington, where we're located.
Leslie and Wellington. Sorry, I don't know where. Okay, Leslie Wellington.
Love to come visit, Manuel. I'd love to give you a coffee.
I'd like to do that.
Would you do that? I've got more I can tell you about.
I got to set up with Rob first and then come see you because.
Come see me. I want you to see
because I want you to understand where I'm coming from in my decisions.
Right? I appreciate that. Let's do that.
Okay.
Okay, I'll treat you to Tim's.
They've got a great location.
We have a great location. York Region Children's Fund. And do we have Petagay in the space? There we go. Perfect. Petagay. Hi, Petagay. It's Angela. Thank you so much for being here.
Good morning.
I'm just going to start us off. So basically, we have received your application of the York Region Children's Fund regarding funding the Stay in School Awards Program 26-27. May I have a mover to put this on the discussion? Ping and a seconder. Manuel. So, Petagay, if you don't mind giving us, we have your application, and it is to $5,000 to fund the Stay in School Awards program. So if you could just give us a brief overview of that, just so we have the highlights. There'll be some questions probably, and we'll go from there.
Okay, sure. Hi, everybody, and just thank you for the opportunity to present. Today, my name is Pete again. I'm representing the York Region Children's Fund. The York Region Children's Fund, basically, we support children and youth connected to the York Region Children's Aid Society, basically by providing opportunities that help them to succeed academically, socially, and emotionally. Many of the young people we serve, they really face challenges such as financial instability, housing insecurities, trauma, and very limited family support. So the Stay in School program, this kind of recognizes resilience and educational commitment, and while providing financial assistance to youth pursuing post-secondary education, apprenticeships, and skilled trades. The program also helps to cover educational expenses such as school supplies, technology, textbooks, and tuition-related costs. In 2025, I actually started this role. I'm the senior administrative assistant for the fund, so I kind of help to support the fund. And I started last year, September 25, and I have developed a real passion for it. And in 2025, based on me just looking at past records and contributions and donations, we kind of experienced a decline in donations and fundraising revenue. So that kind of limited the number of youths that we were able to support. So this funding would really help us to expand the program and to ensure more deserving young people receive the encouragement and practical support that they need to continue their education. Beyond the financial assistance, these awards send a powerful message that their community believes in them and that we actually want them to succeed. So I just want to say thank you for consideration, and I would be pleased to answer any questions that you have.
Thank you, Peter. Peter Gay. Sorry.
No
Peter.
worries.
It's not. I'm sorry.
Gay. Yes, you're right. And you can say PG if that's more comfortable for
I
you.
love it. I love the name. Okay. So, questions.
Questions, yes. For the past several years, on average, how many children or kids do you support each year?
So again, I started the company last year, 2025. So I know last year we supported 25 students. I know in the past that was kind of the range. I know we did 30. So I'm just gonna say like an average of between 20 to 30 kids per year.
And how many of those children do you know offhand that lives in Aurora? You said at 12%. Are these funds going to children specific to Aurora? Are you able to pinpoint those kids?
I did not look at the specific data. I do know that 12% of the children that we support in general for York Region Children's Aid Society is 12% based on caseload. So that is it. I cannot really pinpoint how many apply to our program and how many we have distributed funds to. I do note that the information is available. I can just probably look at past applications, but I did not do that for this meeting. I just did or for the application, I just look at how many of our clients currently live in Aurora.
Pat, thank you for the presentation. If we do grant the money, would you be able to earmark that money to Aurora students?
Well, we could try to do that because what we do send out our application processes and programs and stuff like that, and then we just wait until we receive the applications. So we could probably go in our system to see who is currently in high school about to attend post-secondary and maybe offer it to them. But I am not familiar with I'm not sure if that's what we've done in the past or if we've ever done that. We usually just send it out broadly to our clients and then we wait to receive. But I'm pretty sure it's something that we could do because we do have their information and where they are, what stage they are at in their education and in their life.
Yes, I think that would be something, and I appreciate what you said that you haven't done it in the past because you probably haven't been asked in the past.
Yes.
Reality. So if we were to ask that it be earmarked for kids based in Aurora, and you're able to do that through not like as you see children coming through the program or through the program, or at least targeting. So you send these applications directly to the schools? Is that what happens, or through your workers that have?
It's through our workers that have clients and stuff like that. That's what we do. I think we should be able to, if we were to receive this 5,000, we could just put the 5,000 specifically for Aurora kids, students or clients, and just make sure we cap it at that. If that's the requirement now, because I know we have received funding from you in the past, but I don't think it was an ask. For us to actually make sure it goes towards Aurora students, but I'm sure it is something that we can do.
Hold on, if you just started the company last year.
You mean the program?
the program. So
Sorry, no.
how did you get funding from Aurora?
No, just let's back up a minute. Peter Gay, you just started with the York Region Children's Aid in the last year.
Correct.
How long has this
Yeah.
program been around for?
The program has been around since 2021.
And are you suggesting, sorry, that you've seen that this particular program apply to Aurora in the past?
Yes, because I
York
have.
Region.
Yeah, because we even have in our we weren't able to apply last year, I think, because we had received funding before. But I think based on the requirements and stuff like that. Yeah, and I also read in our last report or annual report, your name was on there as well for
The York
contributing.
sorry, through the chair, the York Region Food Network received funding in 2023 and 2024.
This is the York Region Children's Aid.
Children Fund, not the Food Network. The Children Fund, not the Food Network.
Sorry, who applied for Children's Aid recently or in the past?
Diana Horrocks. I also have an email from, I can look for that, but we have in the past, and this is the goal, yeah, and we received it.
It's 2024 that they received funding.
Yes, yes,
so
not
I don't
2025,
know.
2024, correct.
So I would have been on the committee, then I honestly can't remember the discussion. So it would come down to what the discussion was related to. Again, did we ask for it to be earmarked? Was it a little bit different presentation related to this program? I honestly can't remember what discussion that was, Daniel, if there's any minutes from that. So back to Manuel's point, or the discussion around, could it be, if you're able to earmark the funds for youth in Aurora, going through the school system, the workers would be able to determine who those kids are, right?
Yes, yes.
So
So I am saying that it is something that we can do. I was just alluding to the fact that I've never heard that that's what we've actually done. We've kind of just accepted all the applicants, and then we run it through our eligibility criteria and our selection committee, and then usually everybody gets funding, and we just divide the money up based on the number of applications that we've received. But if you're saying that this is a requirement now, I'm saying that we could do that, but we'll just set aside the 5,000, knowing that okay, this is what we have for our students specifically, and work with caseworkers or the caseworkers for that. So they're the ones that receive that funding.
Okay, does that suffice for the group here? Yeah, so that would stretch the money a bit, I would think, then.
Well, yeah, but if you get the money and there are no students from Aurora, where does it go?
Well, that would be my next, but I'm sure there are students from Aurora that we have, right? But then that would be the next question. If it is that no one is moving on to that next level, post-secondary or post-grad or that's, and then how would you would have to advise me on how, if we should just use that money to just fund the Stay in School program, or would you want us to leave it in for the next year?
Yeah, it could roll over for the next budget year.
Yeah, because we do have, and initially when I came on board, we had three months or 3 semesters that we fund: May, September, and January. But again, because of limited funding, we didn't do May this year. So we're looking at September and January. So if we were to use the fund, we have no students for September, then we can probably use that fund for January. If no January, then May, and yeah, we could probably roll it over for that.
Okay. So again, trusting the organization, York Region Children's Fund. I mean, that's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
And with the request that we've made that the funds would stay in Aurora.
Yes.
However, you can do that to assist those individual youth. My assumption is that this would probably then stretch a little bit further, given that, it all comes down to how many kids are living in Aurora.
Right.
Also understanding that this client group, my assumption is can be transient as well, right? So
yeah,
people are coming in and out,
Correct.
So Peter Gay, so the question then to the committee, if there's no other questions for Peter Gay, is do we grant the funding request of the York Region's Children Fund Funding Stay in School Awards Program 26-27? All in favor? Given the parameters that we've discussed. All right. One opposed? Okay, that's carried. So you know what we would love down the road, Peter Gay, is if the opportunity comes that you can maybe send an email off and say, okay, you know, X number of children have been provided with this support.
Yeah, no, for sure.
That would help us for future as well. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Thank you so
Appreciate
much.
this very much. Thanks
Yes.
for your waiting.
Thank you. Have a
Okay.
good day.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Are we down to Tracy now, or is there one I'm missing?
That's correct.
Okay. And that's it. That's all, right?
And that's it.
Oh, Tracy, we're at the line 12. You've been waiting so patiently, Tracy. Please take your
Have you
phone
had
off.
dinner yet?
Yeah, have you had dinner yet? That's right. We're going into lunch.
No
Okay.
worries. I'm just like, I got a lot done, actually.
You're not the only one to tell us that.
But every so often I'd look up and be like, oh my goodness, oh my goodness, because I forgot you were there. So no worries.
Okay. So let's put this on the table. We have an application from Tracy Smith. Oh, yes, we can, regarding funding the Oh, yes, we can After Dark 2026 initiative. Application is here with Tracy Smith. We have her here in the room. So let's have a mover for this application. Rob, seconder is Manuel, so it's now on the table. So basically, Tracy, we have your application in front of us. We see that you're asking for 2881. Lovely number. And it's for the Oh, yes, we can. So can you give us a very brief overview of what you're asking for? Personally, I love that you mentioned about babysitting and the single moms and the moms in general who need support that way. So give us an overview.
Awesome. Thank you so much for your time, especially given that I think I'm the last or close to the last. So thanks for hanging in there.
Oh, you're last.
Yeah. So just a quick brief background. Oh, yes, we can is the not to be missed business event for women entrepreneurs, business leaders, and creators in our community. And it's different from a lot of other events that you might hear about because it is specifically for our entrepreneurs and small business owners. So these are women with micro, small, mid-sized, large businesses. And so the day or the evening this year is really meant to give them a community, support, education, introduce them to Canadian heavyweight founders so that they feel supported and can actually thrive and contribute back to the economy. So this year I'm doing an evening event. It'll be the 4th year. So this has proven track record. People attend. It's a good bet. And I'm not asking just, hey, can you help me put this event on and fund? I'm asking very specifically for 2 very specific reasons. So the first one is venue costs, specifically the town of Aurora venue costs, like the performance hall. It's an absolutely stunning and beautiful space, but it only offers 2 funding categories, for-profit and not-for-profit. And I like to say I'm a not-for-much-profit. So, and the difference is that nonprofits, even though they are nonprofit, have access usually to, a large donor base and often, many grants that are geared towards nonprofit, including the Aurora Community Grant, which I've been told they're focusing more on not-for-profits. And then for-profit organizations, I'm paying the same as Magna International or multi-million-dollar companies or even million-dollar companies or, $100,000 companies that can easily absorb venue costs for this sort of thing. I am one person putting on, I've been told, a world-class event and I've brought over 1,000 people into the downtown core over the last 3-4 years with my events and workshops. So I'm looking for help on the venue costs, and I didn't ask for the whole thing. It's a partnership. I would pay for some and the grant would pay for others. The second piece that I'm looking for is, because this is a female event, because it is evening, I would like to offer a daycare or childcare room so that busy moms, single moms, individuals where daycare is an issue, they would be able to access this room so that no woman is left not being able to attend because of daycare or costs. Some of the funds could also go to like subsidize the tickets a little bit if somebody mentions that. But the idea is that, you know, women entrepreneurs are, I mean, females in general still bear the majority of childcare pressures and things. And I don't want that to be an issue and somebody not come that could have. So those are the two pieces that I'm looking for help with.
Questions for Tracy? Manuel.
Not quite a question, Tracy, but it's a comment.
Okay.
You know what? This is my first year serving this committee, and in my opinion, this was the best presentation ever presented upon this committee. It answered all the questions that could possibly be asked.
Thank
You
you.
show the benefits to Aurora economically and everything, right? So from my point of view, thank you very much for putting the effort into this and showing why you deserve to get this request that you have. That's my opinion.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And personally, I appreciate, yes, the economic benefits to Aurora as a whole, but also as a woman and as a woman who serves women primarily, I see the benefits to individuals that can push them forward. And so many people are stuck. And if you're helping them get unstuck, I think this is fabulous. So
Tracy, I
that's
have
my
a question.
I agree.
Yeah.
Tracy, I have a question. So how many female entrepreneurs will attend your workshops? So on average,
So this event has sold out. This will be the 4th year, but the capacity this year is 155. Last year I had 175.
That's a lot, yeah.
So I'm sad I have to go down a little bit, but they said they wanted to sit at tables. So that's my capacity, about 155. And I pride myself on, you know, it is quite a different event than other events. And I do a combination of, you know, Canadian female founders. I have 2 phenomenal, like well-known founders coming, but then I also pair that with local success stories. So people can not only hear from their peers in the community, but also get sort of like extra inspiration and connections with some larger ahead of them entrepreneurs.
Okay.
I've also done a women's health summit. So the number 1,000 comes because I've had 5 of these large scale 150 events. Plus I put on a number of workshops, plus I run a monthly networking group, all within, you know, 3 blocks of the promenade.
Okay, that's phenomenal. Yeah, thank you.
Great, thank you. Okay, so here's the question, as we always know. The application is from Tracy Smith, Oh Yes Can, regarding the funding of the Oh Yes Can After Dark 2026 initiative. Will we grant the funding request? Sorry, Manuel?
Angela, sorry. Before we do this, could I make a move to move? The request is for 28.1. Could we just round it up to 3,000?
3,000.
Just
Thank you
move
for that. So we will change the funding request to 3,000. We'll move that. Is there a mover on that? That would be Manuel, seconder Rob. Okay, so it's redesigned to be 3,000. So we are asking that the application from Tracy Smith, Oh Yes We Can, funding of Oh Yes We Can After Dark initiative, funding request of $3,000. Do we grant the funding requests? All in favor? No opposed. Thank you. Thank you, Tracy.
Oh my
And
goodness.
from the town.
Thank you so much, all of you. I really appreciate it. And it just feels like a nice, not pat on the back, but just validation of what I'm doing matters to you. So I appreciate it.
It's obvious, Tracy. You put so much effort into this. And you know, I've seen so many presentations before. This one, you put effort into it, I could tell.
Oh, amazing. Thank you. So tell all your wives and daughters and everybody to
All
come.
my wives? I will tell all my wives for sure.
Yeah, all your wives. Thank you so much. So what are next steps? Will you be in contact with?
You'll hear back from the town, Tracy, shortly.
Okay. Thanks,
Thank
Angela.
you.
Thanks, everyone.
Alrighty.
We'll have lunch.
Okay.
Great job.
It's okay,
Bye.
Tracy. So you can go back to your work. Enjoy.
Okay, thank you so much. Bye.
Okay. So, just out of curiosity, and I know we're now at 12:13, so who was it that we may either have to defer that we didn't hear from at all for next meeting?
You heard from everybody.
Hope House Community.
Hope House Community was one, yep.
Oh, and Voices of Joy would need to come back with their budget numbers.
And you said that they have sent an email, but we'll deal with them next time if you can let them know that. We've heard from, okay, so I've got my Hope House here.
Yeah, those are the only two.
Joy.
Well, we got
Jane,
two commitments to spend everything in Aurora, right? From both York Food and York Children's, committed to spend the 5,000 grants in Aurora.
Correct.
Yeah.
And so that's two that I have for Hope House and for the Joy, Voices of Joy, that we'll hopefully hear back from in the next time around.
For Voices of Joy, would you like them to submit a new application with everything compiled into one?
Yeah, let's do that. It would just make it less, I mean, they only submitted really a letter, so let's just have them put it all together into one application.
Okay.
At least put an effort into it, right? Show us that they really deserve it.
Yeah. And then Hope Hospice, unfortunately, maybe she just had to go off, so we'll just, if you can just follow up with.
So I guess that would prompt a another meeting at the end of June or July.
And I appreciate there were so many applications, but if we can look at how that can maybe roll out a little bit.
Yeah, I was
more.
thinking maybe we could sort of cap it at 6 or.
Yeah. It
Could
just
have had
allows
two
for a little bit
meetings.
more discussion.
I don't know.
We don't have any more scheduled meetings.
Yeah. So are we able to, could we squeeze one in at the end of June, or then we're looking at, for me personally, it wouldn't be until the late July or August, because I'll be off for a few weeks. Not that I
End of
have to be here,
June.
but we need quorum.
I mean, does the town, do you wait until you have a minimum number of applications, or how do you work that?
No, we don't. But we can look at Wednesday, June 24th at 10 a.m. Does that work for everyone tentatively?
I'll have to get back to you.
Yes, I could do then.
Okay, yeah, just get back to me if that works for, but Angela, that works for you, and for anybody else,
works for me.
Okay.
So that's which day is a Tuesday or
24th is a Wednesday morning, Ping.
Wednesday morning? Okay, that works for me.
It's a holiday in Montreal.
Yes, it's
St. John Day.
Saint Baptiste Day. It's my daughter's
St. John
birthday, so I
Baptiste.
always remember
there
that.
you go. So am I invited?
I always remember that date. Rob, you're the only holdout.
Just give me 1 second.
Okay, so
Angela, I can
That's
reach
okay,
out to you
because-
whenever I want to meet you, right? I can just reach out to you, and you'll give me I'll meet you at your office.
yes,
Okay.
we have a lovely coffee area. I'll take you around. It'd be nice. Mondays and Fridays are generally better for me.
Okay, I'm good.
Okay.
June 20th.
Okay,
To
perfect.
be confirmed though, so we'll send a
Perfect.
confirmation
You
about that. Okay?
you work out the details on that. Thank you, Danielle. Okay, so where's my ending here? Let's end this meeting. Okay. New bit. All right. Any informational items? I don't even know half the time what that means, but anyway, no informational items. We have any new business? Anybody got? Well, we did our new business. We've booked a potential date for the 24th of June. That's our new business. We'll say that. Okay, here we go, guys. May I have a motion to adjourn this meeting of June 3rd? Manuel, seconded by Ping, and all in favor? Yes, we're all in favor. Thank you, everyone, for your patience on this meeting. We'll see you hopefully. Manuel, do you still have a question?
No, I just forgot to put my hand down.
We will maybe see you at the end of June. Bless